Hey guys, it is Karrie and I'm super glad that you are here joining me for this webinar about stress, sleep, and emotions. I am the Essential Oil Coach. I am here in Oklahoma and absolutely am loving connecting with so many of you that I don't normally get to connect with. So thank you for joining me on these free webinar webcasts. And I want to talk to you guys about your stress, your sleep, your emotions. And, for me, 11 years ago, when I started this journey with doTERRA essential oils, I found a natural solution to be able to help me help myself and to be able to help others that I love. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys right now. And I hope you enjoy the information. For those of you who are on Facebook Live and joining me, I want to hear all of your questions and see them. And at the end of this, I'm going to get right to you. Those of you who are joining me on Zoom, if you will please do your question and answers at the bottom of your screen, that would be really amazing. And here we go. I am going to share this. So hopefully this broadcast works for everyone. Can you guys see that? Give me a thumbs up. And if you are here on Zoom, just let me know that you can see this. All right, so as I said, welcome to this wellness education series. It's something that I can do for free right now with the way of the world, right? There's so many people that are really stressed out. They're losing sleep. I was one of those. And dealing with emotions that maybe we haven't ever dealt with before. So we're going to dive right into this. I want to ask you a few questions, and this is all on a scale of 1 to 10, 0, not at all, 10, this is a huge problem. And so first question is how often are you aware of being stressed in your daily life? Right now, everybody's been handed something different. We've got our frontline heroes out there. We've got people that have been dealt health issues and people that are really just wondering what's next. The second question is how concerned are you about the quantity and the quality of your sleep? I know for me, my brain is super active right now, and I wasn't getting a lot of restful sleep. I'd wake up every couple of hours, and I had to really figure out how to make space to make all that move out. I pray for me that works, but I've also chosen to do a little bit of meditation, a little bit of deep breathing, and bring that in so I can really begin to balance all these emotions that some of them I thought I already dealt with, who knows? And then third, how frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately? I can tell you the number one question that I get about using essential oils and how are you doing this and why does it make a difference? One, I've chosen to use doTERRA essential oils because it is a pure and a potent product. It does matter what you buy. It does matter what you use. And two, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of frustration, sometimes overwhelming, maybe a little bit of sadness. I'm a super empathetic person. So a lot of times I can see things or hear things and they settle and I don't know that they're settling, right? So we have to really just acknowledge that emotion and then welcome it, feel it, and then let it go. You've got to release it. So let's see, let's go to the next one. So I've asked you all of these things, and there's a reason why, because there's a tiny control tower in our brain, right? It's called the hypothalamus. And I have been a coach for 36 years. I have a certificate in anatomy and physiology, just finished my degree as a naturopathic nutritionist and really wanting to understand how things are working. So this little tiny control tower in my brain, it actually tells us when we're stressed out. It orders the brain to send out stress hormones. Did you know that stress is a hormone? It's designed to protect us. It's also one of those beautiful things in the human body that when frequent or prolonged, it brings devastating effects on physical and mental well-being, which is why in the United States of America, stress is the #1 cause for women having congenital heart failure, enlarged heart. It's also a huge one for the onset of diabetes. You can look these up at the American Medical Journal. And the more I studied the human body, the more I realized that it was super relevant to talk about chronic stress. And so some of the symptoms of chronic stress, now nothing that I'm telling you is meant to heal, cure, or prevent. We're trying to help our body help itself. So we are organic, right? We're made up of billions and trillions of cells. And what we put into our body needs to be organic. So it receives that. So when you're dealing with over-the-counter and synthetics and things that are not common to the body, your body's going to react differently, right? You go to the doctor and you find something for bacteria, and maybe that doesn't work, and then you've got to try something else. It's the same in the essential oil world, except for what I use is 100% natural, no chemicals, no there's no formaldehyde, there's no alcohol base. So it literally is everything from the plants, the trees, the roots, the bark, and the leaves and seeds, right? So let's talk about those symptoms. The symptoms of chronic stress is irritability, anxiety, depression. It can be small or, acute, or it could be chronic. Acute is temporary, chronic is onset. Headaches, insomnia, poor immune function, which right now, building a solid immune system by what we eat, making sure that we're hydrated, make sure that we're, dealing with positivity. Even if you're not genuinely a positive person, you want to really exercise the right to be positive and begin to discipline those minds. So physical exercise, nutrition, hydration, what you're watching, what you're listening to, because a lot of times subconsciously, you don't even realize that one thing might be leading to, you don't feel well, increased blood pressure. I'm a mom of adult men, and small, even now that they're older, a lot of times that stress or maybe even worry or a small set of fear can increase your blood pressure. And it really makes the body really, really work a lot harder. And then also, let me go back. Sorry for those of you who are on Facebook Live. Here we go. All right. So let's talk about a few other things. What do you do when you are having problems? Do you reach for melatonin, which is a really big one? Do you reach for sleeping pills? 70% of problems sleeping are related to the psycho and physiological issues. 15% are environmental and 15% are medical. Increased cortisol levels means melatonin levels will not be able to rise as they should to promote restful sleep. And for those of you, men and women, cortisol can settle right in the middle of our stomach. So if you've been trying to lose weight, maybe you're in a transitional age, it can really not be a benefit to having a good night's sleep. So let me talk to you about a few things that I use. A nightly regimen, we have a blend called Serenity, and you guys have seen me use it in diffusers. You've seen me use it if you've watched our pet classes, but it is also something that I take in the evening that calms the nervous system. It promotes a healthy relaxation and sleep. But if you don't have that, you can also use a supplement called Adaptive, and this is also, wrong one. Adaptive also comes in a whole oil, which means you can simply and safely, which is one of the cool things that I love about doTERRA essential oils, is that they're a certified pure therapeutic grade, but I can apply them topically and also use them aromatically. But Adaptive also comes in a soft gel for somebody that needs that. And the beauty of that is that it was absolutely designed scientifically to promote calmness and promotes positive feelings. So copaiba, or some of you might say copaiba, it is a great endocannabinoid. So if you're using a CBD or other 420 products, this is a non-THC product. It is a non-hemp product. It actually comes from the copaiba trees. It can also benefit you in soothing anxious feelings, promoting homeostasis, which scientifically just means balance in the body, right? And rest. And then the yarrow palm capsules, which this is my personal one, so it doesn't have a cap, but I use it because it promotes good cellular health. So I'm building my immunity, and it's great for support, brain, and for my skin. So, guys and girls, you like to feel good about yourself, right? So let's go to the next thing. Let's talk about sleep. How many of you guys get 8 hours of sleep? It's solid. You don't wake up. It's good. Well, not always does that happen. So what can happen is you want to use something natural, right? Like a natural melatonin supplement or something like Serenity. But you can use essential oils. If you've never used them before, it can be really simple. One, you need an essential oil coach that knows where to go to get the answers and that these oils have been scientifically proven for their purity and their potency, but we'll walk you through each step. It doesn't have to be complicated. You just lift the lid, right? You just lift the lid. So, you know, for instance, this is a great roller ball for those people who need to get some Z's, right? It's called the hibernation roller. You're going to combine 20 drops of each of these 4 oils in a roller ball. And for those of you who don't know what a roller ball is, this is my hibernation. You can see it's almost gone, but it has frankincense, vetiver, bergamot, and Roman chamomile. And I will tell you, for those of you who are taking a high level antidepressant, I would leave out the vetiver just for safe practices, and always consult your naturopath or your physician if you have any questions whatsoever. But frankincense is prized. Obviously, it's been out for thousands and thousands of years, but it's soothing and it settles the mind and it eases hyperactivity. Vetiver is a natural tranquilizer. It stops the mind chatter. Bergamot, which is a citrus oil, it calms agitation and stress, and it's a natural sedative. And then Roman chamomile, most of us who have littles know all about Roman chamomile, or if you drink tea, Roman chamomile is amazing at calming and relaxing. Chamomile tea, it soothes and it clears the mind. So there's four instances that you guys could actually try. All right. Next, let's talk about emotions, because emotions are all over the place right now. I've had more clients. For those of you who don't know me, I also am a life and a transformational coach, right? And I'm reaching for a set of oils. But I'm going to talk to you about 4 oils that absolutely were life-changing for me, and they are a mood management set. You can use them individually. You can use them together. You can actually layer them. So people are like, what does that mean? Well, you can actually take a drop and then take a drop of the next one and then the next one, and you can layer them, right? But let's talk about this mood matrix for a second. How many of us have fatigue or no peace, or you're stressed out, or you have no passion? And I'm not just maybe talking about passion in the bedroom, but passion to get up and get ready, passion to reach out to somebody right now, passion to have patience. So you can actually use these 4 blends, which are Serenity, which is a calming blend, a restful blend. You can use Balance, which is a grounding blend. Citrus Bliss, which is called an invigorating blend, and Elevation, which is called a joyful blend. Guys, I use these every day. I have for almost 9 years. I've been with doTERRA for 11, but I found these just to be super, super advantageous for me 9 years ago. So Serenity, which is this one right here, you actually can use it for placating emotions, composing, calming. Citrus Bliss, which is right here, you can use it as invigorating, stimulating, motivating. Balance. Now I have taken the little orifice out and bought myself a little stainless steel roller ball, because I use this on the back of my neck. I use it on my wrists. I use it multiple times a day. And that's the beauty of essential oils, is that you can carefully and safely apply these multiple times a day and not have a reaction. You know, people say that you can OD on your essential oils, Karrie, because I use them constantly. But when I started this, I didn't know anything. I started because our youngest son had serious allergies, and it just helped us. The other thing that I love is that there's now, you guys can't see this, but it's really cool, an emotional aromatherapy kit that has 6 other blends in it. So doTERRA has really gone to lengths to make sure that our emotional well-being is very well taken care of, because we want to be able to balance those things out without high-level pharmaceuticals, things that are going to make us groggy. If we go off of them, is there an addiction property to them? Because, you know, 1 in 4 people are addicted to something. So as I said earlier, the adaptive blend actually comes in a kit. And with that kit, you get an entire year of getting your oils at 25% off. But what I loved about it is I can throw my adaptive into my bag. I can take the calming blends with me and use the whole oil. See, here's my roller ball. the whole oil, which is the bottle, right in a diffuser. So if those of you, you're skeptic about using things on your skin or taking supplements, you know what? You can get a diffuser. You can buy them anywhere. Make sure it's an atomizing diffuser that uses water, because you want those atoms to atomize when they go into the water. And then that way, that calming essential oil is going to go out, and it's luscious and it's beautiful and it's good for you, right? Because when you are diffusing, for those of you who don't know, you want to make sure that you've got a pure and potent grade essential oil, because the skin is the largest organ on the body. So when you're diffusing in your home, you want to make sure that what you're putting in that diffuser is not toxic, especially if you have respiratory issues. Because if you have respiratory issues, you're most likely going to have sleep issues, right? So it does matter. If you're buying oils at a big box, you need to check it out. And if it says not safe for topical application, not safe for inhalation, don't use them. You know, it's just like a lot of the cleaning chemicals that we use. All right. So the next thing is, and I am going to share my ebook with you. I'm also going to share these really kick butt diffuser blends. And right now I have a diffuser blend challenge for those of you who don't know and you like to win really cool things. It's a really fun way to do that. So I'm going to do that for the next 4 days for you guys. But it incorporates a lot of the oils. If you've seen any of the other 6 wellness series that I've done since March, Wild Orange, they're very affordable. You guys, you just use 1 drop at a time. If you find that you want to use more, then that's great. But with doTERRA, you start with 1 drop. More is not better, right? So that's a little bit different than a lot of people that I've talked to in my education series. You can build a sample wellness box like I did. I mean, I have been using my Wholesale account, which is just like Sam's or Costco. It cost me $35. It allowed me to save 25% off. Who doesn't like a good bargain? But I was able to choose what I want in my monthly subscription box. And if I didn't want a monthly subscription box, I still saved 25% off. So for those of you who love subscription boxes, I know that FabFit and Fun, there's all sorts of guys subscription boxes. There's wine subscription boxes. There is a subscription box pretty much for anything. And it keeps you in a safe place, not having to go out, because we still need to make all sorts of precautions necessary as the world opens up, right? We don't need to be just rushing right back out into that. That's just my little tidbit on that. All right. So the last thing is, I want you to write this down, get your app out, get your notes out, because I'm going to give you my personal cell number. And I want you to text me with your questions. I want to be able to teach you how to use these. I want to share these oils with you. If you want to try something, you guys just need to say, hey, sleep, stress, or emotions. And I'm going to send you something, but I would obviously need a way to be able to send that to you, right? Because you can't send that over Zoom or Facebook Live. All right. And then I want to be able to teach you what do coaches do. We teach. And that does not mean my essential oil people. So maybe you already have essential oils and maybe you need to learn how to use those. Or maybe there's some supplements or essential oils that I've mentioned today. You ready? Here's my personal cell number. It's 918-928-7748. And I'm going to stop sharing this with you for a second so I can come back and see all your amazing faces. So right now, I am absolutely going to answer any kind of questions. So if you have a question about anything that I've talked about so far, and I'm going to get up on, look, I'm getting my phone so I can see you guys on Facebook. Let me see. What have we got going on here? All right. Let's see. All right. So there isn't any questions so far. So if you guys have, if you're going to watch the replay on this, I still send me your text messages, 918-928-7748. And I am absolutely going to help you understand how we are going to use these together and how we are going to better be ready to handle our emotions, get a better night's sleep, get some rest, and bring that stress level down, right? So before we go, I want to teach you one of my tricks that I teach, whether it was coaching, whether it is in my classes, but it is a great way. And I'm going to just use Serenity. So pull out that essential oil that you have, and you're going to put one drop. And this is a meditative breathing exercise. And it is pretty powerful. So if you're sitting a long time, if you don't know how to use it, get out your essential oils. And I want you to cup your hand, one drop. And I want you to really expand your lungs, open those up, act like there's a straw in your belly button. Ready? And I want you to exhale it. For all my yogi friends, a lot of times people make a sound. And I don't care that it may be corny. I don't care that somebody's making fun of me. I know this brings so much peace to me on the inside. And if there's like an emotion that I'm dealing with, I'm going to name that emotion, and then I'm going to breathe in. And I'm going to breathe that emotion out. But this breathing technique has been around for thousands of years. It is a huge amount of yoga exercises. It's also an exercise that if you've been a heart patient, you know. If you've been a respiratory patient, you know, right? And the last way we're going to do it is just simply cup your hands around your mouth. You got it? All right. You're going to breathe in. Make it no, like, oh, right? Okay. Here we go. Breathe in. Again, breathe and exhale. All right, and you're going to do that 3 times. So we're going to check this chat box, and we're going to see what people have to say over there. Oh, okay. So I love that you guys are answering my 3 questions. How often are you aware of being stressed out in your daily life? How concerned are you about the quantity and quality of sleep in your life, or in your loved ones, in your littles, in your husband or your significant other? And do you have problems controlling your emotions? Are they like this right now, or are they pretty balanced? I just want to thank one of my amazing friends. Linda Swain's always great to make sure that we've got these messages and we can read each other's comments. All right, guys, enjoy your day, enjoy your afternoon. Hashtag replay with this, because I've got a lot of great giveaways going on this week, especially with the diffuser challenge. So you want to make sure that you watch the Essential Oil Coach Tips, Tricks, and Online Classroom. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.